Lego fans and Star Wars fans, welcome to Lo Bricks. For those of you joining us for the first time, this is a video series where we are building a giant Tatooine diorama out of Star Wars Tatooine diorama out of Legos on an old barf-ridden ping pong table. So in this episode, we're going to do a comparison of the Mos Eisley Cantina that we built, our kind of from scratch MOC using old Cantina sets, to the brand new Lego Master Builder Series Cantina that was just announced and is coming out on September 16th. And we're going to kind of piece it together from official photos and leaked photos so we can see what we did versus what they did, and also kind of compare it to the movie version of the Cantina. So also, we, as part of that, we got our Pondo Baba minifigure, custom minifigure, and we just got it in the mail, and I want to see how that looks. We picked one. There was several to choose from, but there's the one we picked, and also compare it to the new Pondo Baba minifigure that Lego released. So, and for those of you who are unfamiliar, he is Walrus Man, the guy that got his arm chopped off in the fight in the Cantina between Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, but before we get to that, we have a brand new segment. And the reason we have a brand new segment, and it's the first time we're doing it, is we got some user mail. So, and I have our first piece of user mail here, and so we're going to start with that. Let's do some user mail. All right, so this mail comes from Suck It Star Wars Noob 121. And he goes on to say, you don't know blank about Star Wars. Your episodes suck, and you don't know when to count. You went from episode 7 to episode 9, where the blank was episode 8. Also, you look like an old fart wrinkle shirt pedo with a face like a monkey's butt crack. So, well, first of all, Star Wars Noob 121, thanks for writing. We'll take all feedback, and I'm going to read it fairly uncensored. I'm trying to keep it somewhat family friendly by leaving the swear words out. But you actually make a good point. We did go from episode 7 to 9, but if you look at this Friday, my assistant in this week's assistant video, you're actually going to see episode 8. And I think somebody else did their episodes out of order, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong, but yeah, somebody. So anyways, and also one other interesting thing about your name, Suck It Star Wars Noob 121, I was kind of shocked there was 120 Suck It Star Wars Noobs before you, and you had to go to 121. But anyways, thanks for the mail. Hey, like our video, subscribe, Suck It Noob Star Wars 21. Love to hear more from you in future episodes, and everyone else who wants to send an email, here's the email address. You can send your direct feedback to us anonymously, or if you want to give us your name, that'd be great too, and we will respond right here in these videos. So with that, let's get on to the Mos Eisley comparison, Mos Eisley Cantina comparison. And I'm not necessarily going to say how we did, but I want to see how it compares, because obviously this Master Builder Series set's very cool, biggest Cantina set we ever got, and there's some great stuff in there, and there's some curious stuff too, so let's take a look. So here's a look at the open view of the Lego Mos Eisley Cantina Master Builder Series, and a couple of things out of the way here. This is set 75290. And it has around 3,167 pieces. And the reason I wanted to show the open view first, with it kind of split open, is to compare it to our MOC creation, which is only really has one view. I have the roof open on it, so you can see inside of it, where this is, once you close it, you can't see inside the Cantina. And there was a specific reason why we chose to go the open view route, is because it's meant to be on display on this diorama. So like when we're at a convention, people can see inside of the Cantina, versus the
Lego set, and here's a picture of it closed, where this is meant to open and close, more for playability and so you can get access to the cantina, which in my interpretation kind of puts theirs more function over form, although they do a really good job at both. So now that I've kind of shown the basic comparison functionally between the two, I wanted to talk a little bit about configuration, how each one of them is configured, starting with the exterior and then moving on to the interior. So first, talking about how the exterior is configured, let's take a look at a shot from the movie itself. This is in the exterior of the cantina. You can see the radar dish to the left, the bantha, and then the entrance in almost a wraparound form. And the UCS, or the Master Builder series, shows really just the cantina, and you can see the dewback is in a little pen. There's actually a little watering dish there. And my exterior almost tried to replicate the exterior from the movie exactly. Now, granted, my entrance where the Jawas are is a little smaller, but I had to recreate it in Lego form. And one thing about this entrance, which it's a little less screen accurate as you move around the side of the building, is when you walk into my entrance, you have to make a hard turn and walk inside, and you're not facing the bar. And one thing the Master Builder series cantina does is they put their entrance at a little bit of an angle. Although there's no Jawas, not a lot of room for Jawas, but when you walk in, you walk right into the bar, which is a perfect transition to the interior. And if you're going to move to the interior, no better place to start than the actual half circle bar itself, as we see in this shot. And as we look at the Master Builder series version of the bar, it has the nice half circle. You'll notice the instruments or the piping behind the bar. They put it into two distinct colors. They kind of have the gold in the back with the boiler, I guess is what you'd call it, and the IG-88 heads, and then it's silver in the front. Where in the actual picture, it's a little more the colors are mixed amongst the pipes. So there's a closer look. And in ours, we did try to have that kind of the pipes going all over the place and the different gurgling fluids and that. So in this one, I believe ours is a little more screen accurate, but hey, who am I to argue? And besides, it's my assistant's work, so I don't want to get him upset. So one last thing about the interior I wanted to touch on was actually the number of booths, or the overall size of it. And it's a little hard to see, but if you look at ours, I've included 5 booths, 3 on the left, 2 on the right, and coincidentally, that appears to be the exact same amount of booths they had, 3 on the left, 5 on the right, and their entrance is in 2 parts, where ours is in 1. But we do have kind of the side entrance as well. So I found that very interesting. So we're pretty close to the mark there. So let's move on to the minifigures that come with the Master Builder Series Cantina. And I'm going to start with the ones that I don't have, the ones that are new. So the big one that I want is the Imperial Spy, shown here. This is one I'd love to get my hands on, even as a kid. I love this guy. Here's a picture of him in the first movie. And then one that I'm less excited about is the Deveronian, the Devil Horn guy. This one looks a little silly, although the original guy really looks silly. And then the next one is Cabe. He just looks a little wolf-man-ish. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, but just looks weird. Here's the picture of him in the movie. In the movie, he was kind of really cute, and he kind of gave a little mousy squeak. But the minifigure just looks bizarre. And then there's the Trandoshan, which Bosk, the bounty hunter, is that species. So I actually could get a hold of one of these without the UCS. And this particular one in the Cantina is a subspecies known as the Sarin. So the other guys I couldn't get. They're brand new, but I can at least get a Trandoshan. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about the minifigures that I already have, like the Stormtroopers, the Jawa, and all of the regular characters, which is Han Solo and Chewie, R2-D2, C-3PO, and Luke. Ben has a cool new cape, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, or the little hologram of what appears to be a Sith Lord. So what I did want to talk about was the characters in the Cantina that I've got on my own, either through custom or other means, and compare them to the characters that come in the Master Builder Series Cantina.
All right, well, here is the new custom Ponda Baba minifigure that we just received in the mail. First thing you'll notice is his head is more printed on a standard minifigure headpiece. It's not molded like a lot of the other custom ones, which honestly, we picked this one out more for speed so we could get it in and get it on the board. So let's take a look at how this compares to the new, more molded Master Builder Series version that has the picture's been leaked. And clearly, I would love to get my hands on a molded one. And one of the other reasons I didn't purchase the molded custom one is because we already knew when we bought this that they were going to come out with a molded version of Ponda Baba. So wanted to have a little bit of both. And obviously, got to get my hands on the real Ponda Baba when I can. Don't know yet if I'm going to buy the new Cantina set, but we'll see. But for now, at least I got my Ponda Baba that I can take his arm off and put him on the board. So here is my Dr. Evazan compared to the new Master Builder Series Dr. Evazan. And obviously these ones are a little closer with similar hair and styles. The face is a little different. And honestly, I think it's really kind of up to personal preference which face you like. But I kind of like my face a little better. All right, and here is our Monma Nadon, our custom-built one. Now this one I really had to piece together from different minifigures. And the old Jedi version of what I'll call Hammerhead, he actually had the tan head, but it was very expensive. So this is one that I probably want to replace pretty quickly with the new Master Builder Series version of Monma. But this was what I had to work with so far. So this comparison, I really like the new version better than this one. But because I'm an old Kenner Star Wars guy, I really wanted to have a Hammerhead in my Cantina, so had to put this guy together pretty quickly on a shoestring budget. All right, and then another thing I wanted to compare was my T-35 land speeder to theirs. And mine definitely was pretty patchwork together here. This is definitely from scratch. I didn't really use a guide other than the picture from the movie on it. Show it from the back. So really, I just wanted this land speeder on my Mos Eisley diorama. As you can see, it also falls apart. So I just built my own best as I could, but the new one that they did was clearly cooler. But for now, I'll take this one.
Alright, so that does it for the minifigures and the land speeder. There was one last thing I wanted to touch on, which was the little marketplace edition that comes with this Cantina set. There's two other buildings, the one that has Cabe on it there, and then this little like a carry-out place or a little shop. These two things are cool, and I definitely would love them as additions to my my Mos Eisley diorama. As you can see, the marketplace I have now that has Padme, Anakin, and Qui-Gon in front of it, it'll do for this one portion of Mos Eisley, but I would love to have those other two buildings on the other side. And there's one last thing I wanted to mention about the UCS Cantina set versus ours is just read an article with the Lego designer for the new set, and he said that they put literally ejection seats, a new feature, in both hand and Greedo's seats. So you can have Greedo shoot first or hand, and they'll literally get knocked over in their seat. So I thought that was a cool little addition they did this time.
All right, as promised, there was one more thing we wanted to do, and that is putting Pondo Baba on the board. I always like to start now with the Razor Crest because it's just so beautiful. So, anyways, let's move into the cantina. So you can see we've added Pondo Baba. Sorry for the graphic violence here, but it was in episode 4, which was PG, so I thought it would be okay. So there he is with his printed on face, not the molded face. There's his bloody arm, as promised. So here is from the back side, and again, you can see the arm laying on the floor, and there's Luke laying in the corner like a boob after he got knocked over by Dr. Evazan. So I was trying to get the positioning right, where Dr. Evazan was, where Pondo Baba was, but you can see Obi-Wan Kenobi's on his upswing after chopping the arm off, and also slicing Dr. Evazan across the chest, hurting him pretty bad. And I guess they both go on to survive and have semi-long careers later, at least according to Wikipedia. But couldn't quite nail the actual positioning here because I had to have them both attached to the floor with studs, but this was about as close as I could get. So let's look at it from Dr. Evazan's view now, point of view. All right, here's from Dr. Evazan's scene, Obi-Wan on his backswing after lopping off the arm there and slicing his chest up pretty good, like Tauntaun style. So anyways, Pondo Baba is on the board, along with his arm. All right, well, that wraps it up for this episode of Lobricks. Please like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. Send us more user mail. We'll read them right here on air. And also, I want to give another shout out to Quickbrick and Slow-Mo. You guys are my inspiration for my stop motion videos. Have a great week. See you next week. And don't forget to check out my assistance episode, which is hitting this Friday. And we'll see you. Love you guys. Bye.